There is a wealth of respect for Rahul Dravid. The wall has become a real fixture of international cricket. He's been around for a long, long time. He's impressed all who've watched him.
Hello guys, I'm Dr. Manas
Hello.
Shukla. This is our first YouTube video of Cricket Freaks, and this is a very special day also for all the cricket fans. आज Rahul Sharad Dravid, popularly known as Rahul Dravid or Jammy, it's his birthday today. Rahul Dravid is one of the greatest cricketers to have played cricket. It's no secret for anyone. आज हमारे साथ काफी guests भी हैं, हमारे friends हैं, which are going to talk about Rahul Dravid. They are all cricket fans, respected cricket fans from their particular state. So I'll introduce them one by one to you. We have Akshat Seth from Surat West Zone.
Hi everyone.
We have Arunanshu Chatterjee from Calcutta West Bengal East Zone.
Hi all.
Then we have Mr. Manush Srivastav in our panel. He is from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh Central Zone.
Hi.
We also have Mr. Salil Upadhyay. He's also from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh Central Zone. Hello, Salilji.
Hello.
We have Vrati Sanu from Bihar East Zone.
Hello everyone.
And we have Yokesh Srinivasan from Tamil Nadu South Zone. And I'm Dr. Manas Shukla from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh, and I'm from Central Zone as well. तो मैं ये जोन इसलिए डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ कि बिकॉज आई वुड लव टू हैव डिस्कशंस फ्रॉम वेरियस जोन एंड वुड लाइक टू नो ऑल योर व्यूज अबाउट राहुल द्रविड़, क्योंकि ये एक ऐसे क्रिकेटर है वो इज नॉट बाउंडेड बाय जोन. जैसे कि देयर आर क्रिकेटर्स, आई डोंट वांट टू नेम देम, जिनको कि आप कह सकते हो कि इस जोन के ज्यादा प्यारे हैं या उस जोन के ज्यादा प्यारे हैं. राहुल द्रविड़ इज जस्ट अवे फ्रॉम ऑल दिस. वी ऑल कंसिडर राहुल द्रविड़ एज आर्स. हम सबका राहुल द्रविड़ पे उतना ही हक है. दो ही प्लेड फॉर कर्नाटक एंड वाज बोर्न इन इंदौर, बट ऑनेस्टली आप लोगों को लगता है ऐसा कि राहुल द्रविड़ किसी एक पर्टिकुलर स्टेट के लिए? राहुल द्रविड़ का तो मैंने आज तक कोई भी हेटर नहीं देखा. आई एम स्टिल टू सी समबडी हु डज नॉट लाइक राहुल द्रविड़. वन ऑफ द मोस्ट रिस्पेक्टेड क्रिकेटर्स, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट क्रिकेटर्स टू हैव प्लेड क्रिकेट फॉर इंडिया. जितनी तारीफ की जाए कम है. लेट्स स्टार्ट द डिस्कशन राइट नाउ. आई विल स्टार्ट विद अक्षत सेठ फ्रॉम वेस्ट जोन.
Yeah, so I would like to say something about Rahul Dravid in very few seconds, and that is the first and very most important thing that I feel about Rahul Dravid is Rahul Dravid was the truest student to the game of cricket. Whatever mistakes he will make, जो भी गलती वो करेंगे एक गेम में, he will try to rectify it and see that he does not repeat in the next match or the next series. And that was evident by how great a ODI player he was, by the 10,000 runs respectively in Test and ODIs, and also in the one T20 match that he played, or overall you can see in the IPLs.
Actually, for me, D for Dravid and D for dependable. The way he used to stop the ball from the most dangerous of deliveries has made me his fan. पहले टेस्ट इनिंग्स में he failed by 5 runs to score 100, but from there on he never stopped scoring runs, and he was in ODI also 9 fastest to get 10k runs, and that sums up my opening statement for him actually.
Today we are talking about a superman, Rahul Dravid. Dravid is one of the gem in Indian cricket, but to cement his place, he had to cross a lot of obstacles. If I would say he hadn't crossed an obstacle in his life, it would be a lie. How many times we have seen a pure batsman turning into a wicket keeper just to cement his place? How many times have we seen a middle order batsman, a pure middle order batsman, turning into an opener in Test cricket just to keep his place in the side and doing exceptionally well in both the things? Being an acting wicket keeper and a full-time wicket keeper, these are just two different things. But I think the biggest achievement for Dravid was to save India from annihilation in most of the cases, in the cases which is seriously uncountable. He was a superman. He was a superhuman in every sense of the word. Happy birthday, Lechi. Over to you, sir.
My first and foremost statement for Rahul Dravid would be his own statement, जो कि उन्होंने खुद कही थी कि that I might have failed many times, but I never stopped trying. और ये एक ऐसी चीज है जो कि हर क्रिकेटर में उसके पूरे करियर के स्पैन में होनी चाहिए कि कितने भी फेलियर्स उसके पास हो लेकिन वो कभी ट्राई करना ना छोड़े. इफ यू गिव अप you end up losing yourself from the side as well as from cricket. दूसरी चीज, राहुल द्रविड़ में जो ग्रिट और डिटर्मिनेशन हमने उसके करियर में देखी है, बीट फर्स्ट इनिंग्स ऑफ द टेस्ट मैच, बीट सेकंड इनिंग ऑफ द टेस्ट मैच, चैंपियन ऑफ फोर्थ इनिंग, वो तो एक अलग ही बात है. लेकिन एक टेस्ट मैच प्लेयर जो कि वो थे, वनडे में 10,000 रन बनाना, और वो जर्नी कैसी रही है वो हम उससे सीख सकते हैं कि वो कितने हार्ड वर्किंग थे और कितने डेडिकेटेड थे. सो हैप्पी बर्थडे जैमी, दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड.
हेलो गाइस, मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा अपने वन ऑफ द फेवरेट क्रिकेटर्स ऑफ ऑल टाइम के बारे में, राहुल द्रविड़ के बारे में. और मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है द्रविड़ के बारे में बताने में. देखिए, सचिन के बारे में तो हर कोई बात करता है, लेकिन द्रविड़ ना सचिन के बराबर के एक लेजेंड है, लेकिन उनके बारे में कोई ज्यादा बात नहीं करता है, थोड़े अंडररेटेड रहते हैं. अगर आप मतलब तेंदुलकर के रिकॉर्ड्स को हटा देना तो फिर द्रविड़ का आप रिकॉर्ड देखिए, 13,000 प्लस रन, 52 प्लस का टेस्ट एवरेज, इतनी सारी सेंचुरीज, ओडीआई में भी 10,000 प्लस रन. और ओडीआईज में अगर लोग सोचते हैं ना कि द्रविड़ क्या था कि स्लो खेलता था, बट नहीं. गांगुली का भी स्ट्राइक रेट देखिए 73 का, द्रविड़ का 71 का. और द्रविड़ कितना डिपेंडेबल बैट्समैन था. अगर 20 पर 3 विकेट डाउन है तो तेंदुलकर से पहले द्रविड़ का नाम दिमाग में आता है कि भाई द्रविड़ को भेजो, वो बचा सकता है इस सिचुएशन में टीम को. तो अगर सचिन तेंदुलकर गॉड ऑफ क्रिकेट था इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम के लिए, तो द्रविड़ जो था ना वो मिस्टर बैकबोन था इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम का.
Hello everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, we have given me a chance to talk about Rahul Dravid. He's one of my all-time greats. I don't know where to start because there is plenty to talk about Rahul Dravid. He's a perfect team man and one of the greatest servant of Indian cricket. And even after his retirement, he contributed by working with the Indian A team and the under-19 cricket team. So that's how great a servant he was for Team India, and we are really lucky to have a player like him in our side, and even as a coach, and he's the best number 3 batsman we had, and a great slip fielder, and a wonderful human being. Happy birthday to the wall of Indian cricket. That's
Thank you, Mr. Yokesh. You summed it up very well. My opening statement will only be very small. What I'll say is that if you send me to war and if you want me to fight a war for anything, for that matter, for anywhere, I won't take those so-called goats along with me. I'll just take Rahul Dravid along with me. If Rahul Dravid fails, then I'll accept defeat. If Rahul Dravid is there and if he's not accepting defeat, I'll keep on fighting. That's my tribute to Rahul Dravid. Everybody knows his technique, his defense, his dedication. But what they don't know is that he never repeated mistakes. I like that thing when you said, Akshad, he never repeated his mistakes. He went to the first Australian tour as a hero. Everybody was targeting Rahul Dravid. They were like, Rahul Dravid is a great batsman, and he failed. He failed miserably in 1999. In 2003, he was the man of the series. In his first series in England, he missed his 100 twice in a row. The next foreign tour was to South Africa, and in Johannesburg, he was playing very well. He scored a mammoth 100. There are so many innumerable examples of like that. So for me, the greatest man not to show his strength and do the work silently without troubling anybody else was Mr. Rahul Dravid. Okay, now I come to my second topic here. As we all know that Rahul Dravid is a legend, one of the greatest players to have played the game. But do you think that because in 1990s, when he started his career, in mid-1990s, cricket was transforming. Power plays were coming. Cricket was becoming commercialized. One-day cricket was the thing that time. Suddenly, 1996 World Cup was the charm, and people like Sanat Jayasuriya, Sachin Tendulkar, and Brian Lara, hard hitters, were coming into picture. So do you think because of that, when Rahul Dravid started his career just after 1996 World Cup, till the time he played, do you think he was underrated? Or do you think he got the respect that he deserved? He did get the respect. But do you think he was a little underrated because of the transformation of the game? Had he been born in 1960s and 70s, he would probably have been regarded as somebody who would be in any all-time 11, world all-time 11 I'm talking about. But maybe because the game was transforming, it happened. And also, do you all feel Then ODIs in one-day international cricket, I'm talking about something which is very different, which is not usually discussed with Rahul Dravid. In one-day cricket, the amount of time he took to adjust, it took around 3-4 years to cement his place. Is that the factor that his legacy went a little down? Just a little controversial, but I wanted to discuss this point because I wanted to know your views.
Here I would like to agree with you actually that in the starting phases when the ODI cricket was actually transforming, Rahul Dravid struggled a lot. He actually batted with a strike rate of around 55 to 60, which was not acceptable, to be honest, in any of those era. Maybe in the 60s, if ODIs were played, it would have been acceptable. So, but coming to the point, is he an underrated player? Is he one of the best players? Yes. And the reason for that I state is, if you check the all-time best partnerships of ODI cricket, the number 2 and number 3 partnerships are Sachin Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid versus New Zealand. And the third is Rahul Dravid along with Sourav Ganguly versus Sri Lanka. And both of them came around 99, 2000 this era. And that was the year when Rahul Dravid transformed himself into an ODI player.
Transformed.
He actually, his career strike rate went from 55-60 to 70-75. That is a transformation of 10 plus 10 strike rate in just 1 year, which is remarkable. Even after all this, his place was under scrutiny. So what Rahul Dravid did was he honed his wicket keeping skills. And when India didn't have a proper wicket keeper until a certain MS Dhoni arrived, Rahul Dravid kept wickets for India and batted at number 5 and number 6, where usually you have to score runs at a very fast pace because you come at around 30, 35, 40 overs. So that is where the legend of Rahul Dravid lies. So I will say that Rahul Dravid should be considered as a legend even in ODI cricket. Yeah, he took a time to adjust himself, but then everyone takes that. We have to accept that.
राहुल द्रविड़ ने सेटल होने में तो थोड़ा सा टाइम लिया था, वो तो जरूर है, लेकिन तो 1999 पे जब टोरंटो में श्रीलंका के खिलाफ जो पार्टनरशिप हुआ था सौरभ गंगुली के साथ, उसके बाद द्रविड़ का जो ओडीआई का जो करियर है, it actually took off from there actually, and from there on he produced many good innings, many good drops, and he फाइनली 10,000 से ज्यादा रन भी बनाए और अंडररेटेड है इसलिए कि इंडिया टीम में तब बहुत ज्यादा सुपरस्टार थे, एस थे, सौरभ गांगुली थे, उसके बाद युवराज सिंह आए, तो इसलिए थोड़ा बहुत अंडर अचीव हो गए, लेकिन ठीक है, जो उसका जो करियर है, राहुल द्रविड़ का जो करियर है वो बहुत बेहतरीन है.
As you discussed, he was a bit unfortunate when it comes to era. When we won 1983 World Cup and we go to that era, जब हम उस era में जाते हैं तो if you talk about the hard hitting players, the players who scored fast runs, then other than Kapil Dev, the first name that everyone would have on their mouth would definitely be Krishnamacharya Srikanth. Srikanth was definitely the hard hitter, and yeah, he scored runs at a very fast pace. But when you look at the strike rate of Srikanth, it is just under Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid had a better strike rate in ODIs than Srikanth. Still, it was the era that made the difference. When initially he came, he had to accept one thing, that no, he is not a six-hitting batsman. He is not a batsman who would go for the sixes. He is the batsman who has 100% strokes in his books. He can score boundary anywhere on the ground, but let it be grounded. When he accepted that thing, when he came forward to that thing, he started scoring runs at a very good pace. But I think adaptability is the key. And अगर उन्होंने अडेप्ट नहीं किया होता अपने आप को उस रोल में अडेप्ट नहीं किया होता तो आई डोंट थिंक सो कि 10K प्लस रन्स बनाने तक he would have been in Indian side because there is always stiff competition in Indian side. So I think yeah, that he was a bit unlucky that he won in the wrong era, and obviously Sachin Tendulkar was definitely a god of cricket, and but always he's compared to the god. That shows when you compare with the best, that means the other person is also the best that you are comparing. That's all.
I would say he was rather over underrated because the type of player Rahul Dravid was, he was actually a person who used to make partnership with others. and the people whom he used to play with used to overpower him with their ability to hit strokes. कहीं ना कहीं उनकी इनिंग्स को वो ओवर पार कर जाती थी, ओवर शैडो कर जाती थी, इसलिए वो अंडररेटेड रह गए. कहीं ना कहीं उनकी इनिंग्स के बारे में ज्यादा डिस्कस ही नहीं किया जाता था. बीट सचिन तेंदुलकर राहुल द्रविड़ पार्टनरशिप, इट वुड बी ऑल अबाउट सचिन तेंदुलकर. बीट राहुल द्रविड़ सौरव गांगुली पार्टनरशिप, इट वाज ऑलवेज गोना बी सौरव गांगुली टू टॉक अबाउट. लेकिन 2003 में जब एक बड़ा क्रूशियल मैच था टीवीएस कप का, जहां पे न्यूजीलैंड वाज सर्टेनली गोइंग इनटू द फाइनल्स, और हमारे पास क्रीज पे आए राहुल द्रविड़ और मोहम्मद कैफ. दोनों से यही एक्सपेक्टेड था, भाई दोनों सिक्स हिटिंग बैट्समैन नहीं है, ग्राउंडेड शॉट्स मारेंगे. वहां मिराक्युलसली ही मेड अ 22 बॉल 50 and he played an innings and showed the world that he has got the ability to do such things. But he was such a man, he was such a grounded man that he was always about doing his business silently.
जब द्रविड़ ने स्टार्ट किया था, तो आप वैसे देखो तो कोई भी बल्लेबाज जब स्टार्ट करता है, चाहे वो वीरेंद्र सहवागी ने जब स्टार्ट किया हो, तो उस टाइम पे क्या है कि पहला साल या दूसरा साल थोड़ा बैट्समैन को टाइम लगता है. रोहित शर्मा ने भी स्टार्ट किया था तो टाइम लगा था, बट 99 में ना राहुल द्रविड़ के आप देखोगे तो 1700 प्लस रन हैं ओडीआईज में, जो कि एक बहुत बड़ी बात है. और करियर में ना 3 बार ऐसा हुआ है जो द्रविड़ ने ना 1000 रन को क्रॉस किया है ओडीआईज में. आई थिंक 99 में, 2004 में और 2005 में, और 2006-07 में भी उसने अच्छे रन किए हैं. एक्चुअली 2007 तक तो उसको माना जाता था, ओडीआई में भी बहुत अच्छा बैट्समैन माना जाता था. बल्कि जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया वर्सेस वर्ल्ड 11 जो मैचेस हुई थी, तो इंडिया से 2 ही प्लेयर सिलेक्ट हुए थे, वीरेंद्र सहवाग और राहुल द्रविड़. ठीक है, तो उस टाइम तक वो नहीं था कि ओडीआई में द्रविड़ से आप ऐसा एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते थे कि आकर के 80 बॉल पे 100 रन मारे, लेकिन द्रविड़ से आप उम्मीद करते थे कि वो 50 रन तो बना ही देगा. मतलब 50s बहुत फ्रिक्वेंट करता था वो, 100s भी कभी कभी कर देता था, पारी को होल्ड करके रखता था, उसका वो काम था. और उस टाइम पे ऐसा नहीं है कि फ्रिक्वेंटली 300 से ज्यादा रन बन रहे थे, तो वो गेम भी उसका अप्रोप्रिएट था. 2007 के बाद क्या हुआ कि वो जो वर्ल्ड कप में इंडिया हारी, चैपल वाला कांड हुआ ना, उसके बाद द्रविड़ को ड्रॉप ही कर दिया. ठीक है, जबकि 2007 में आप देखो द्रविड़ की एवरेज कम नहीं है, मतलब और आप भारत के समय और बैट्समैन से कंपेयर करो, पर द्रविड़ को ड्रॉप ही कर दिया. शायद वो कैप्टन था तो उसके ऊपर ही सारा वो आ गया रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. और फिर जब उसका कमबैक हुआ तो फिर उसने ओडीआई में कुछ खास परफॉर्म नहीं किया. तो वो जो करियर में अचानक से किसी ने खराब प्रदर्शन नहीं किया, ठीक है, मतलब एज अ बैट्समैन वो उस टूर्नामेंट में फ्लॉप हुआ था, तो और लोग भी फ्लॉप हुए थे, बट उस पर ही सारा वो आ गया, तो उससे तो फिर फर्क पड़ेगा ही ना. तो लास्ट में लोगों ने ऐसे देखने लग गया कि द्रविड़ जो है वो बस टेस्ट मटेरियल है, बट वो द्रविड़ ओडीआई में बहुत बड़ा लेजेंड था, ये लोग भूल गए.
बहुत बहुत सही कहा आपने व्रती. मैं 2 मिनट आपकी बात पे ऐड करना चाहूंगा. मैं एक ये कहूंगा कि वो जो ग्रेग चैपल और राहुल द्रविड़ का एरा था, कुछ समय के लिए एक्चुअली बड़ा विलेनस और बड़ा खराब एरा माना जाता है उसको, बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल द ऑफ फील्ड कंट्रोवर्सीज दैट इट डिड. लेकिन अगर आप वर्ल्ड कप 2007 हटा दो तो शायद ओडीआईज में हम इतने बुरे नहीं थे उस दौर में. अगर आपको याद हो तो हमने 16 लगातार मैच जीते थे चेस करते हुए. युवराज सिंह, महेंद्र सिंह धोनी, सुरेश रैना, दिनेश कार्तिक, ये सब उसी समय की सौगात है हमारे पास जो मिले हैं. और राहुल द्रविड़ का एक कैरेक्टर था. राहुल द्रविड़ कभी भी बहुत ज्यादा एक्सप्रेसिव नहीं थे. Greg Chappell was a very expressive guy. Greg Chappell was a hard task master. Rahul Dravid was no less, but he was not as expressive as he should have been.
I also agree with everyone here that Rahul Dravid is an underrated cricketer in ODI cricket. I think the reason behind it is because of his nature, its simplicity. That's why he doesn't get the recognition that much when compared to Sachin or Saurav. Rahul Dravid is one of the very few cricketers to score 10,000 runs in both Test cricket and ODI cricket. In ODI cricket alone, Dravid contributed as a wicketkeeper in the early 2000s. That allowed Indian team to play with 7 batsmen, which was a successful combination at that time. So Dravid was really crucial in that aspect. So I think his impact was really huge, and he deserves a lot more appreciation that he gets. That's it.
As far as first thing is concerned, whether Rahul was underrated or not, so I think this is all because of the decade or because of the era he played in. If you go to 1970s, the defensive king was Sunil Gavaskar. and Vishwanath was considered to be an attacking option who could have hit any ball for a boundary, whereas Sunil Gavaskar was technically perfect and was a mastered in defense. But as I said, in mid-90s, cricket was transforming. People like Sanat Jayasuriya, Mark Bridpatch, Romesh Kaluvitarna, Mark Waugh, Sachin Tendulkar, they were showing the world that it's all about attacking. The same format was being adapted into the Test cricket format also. But this man had an extremely great technique, and he knew his role. His role was to play as many balls and be a defensive master in his team. He did that to the perfection, and he's somebody who never bothered whether he was the ultimate star or not. Even when he was awarded as the best cricketer of the year, I think it was 2002, he was not the biggest star in the Indian team itself. But Rahul Dravid for me signifies this thing. When the condition is not right, and it can happen in ODIs. Remember what happened in 2019 World Cup semi-final? Such things can happen. And when such things happen, don't you think if Rahul Dravid was there in that match in place of anybody, we had a better chance? And Rahul Dravid, whatever he did in ODIs as a wicket keeper, it changed the mindset of Indian cricket. And we won the NatWest Trophy because Cap was batting at number 7. We won many matches after that because number 7 tak batting thi. So Rahul Dravid ka role to bahut bada hai Indian cricket mein. Now coming to my last topic, as we all know that many greats have maintained distance from the game. They have gone into different directions, but this man is still on the field. आप लोग क्या कहना चाहेंगे? What is the future of Rahul Dravid? Because अब उसने जो responsibility ली है ये भी बहुत बड़ी है. So what do you have to say? What all do you want to see? And what do you think is in store for Rahul Dravid as Indian national coach?
Yeah, so I will take you back around 7 years or 8 years when India toured England for the 2014 tour, India's tour of England. India did well in the first 2 tests. They drew at Trent Bridge and they did win at Lords, and India were leading 1-0. And the visible impact in the technique of all the players, barring Virat Kohli and Cheteshwar Pujara, who was struggling, was because Rahul Dravid was appointed as the coach of as a batting consultant for the Indian cricket team. So we had seen that Murli Vijay, Shikhar Dhawan played some good knock. Ravindra Jadeja, Ajinkya Rahane had scored a century, and everyone did say that Rahul Dravid had an impact on them. Rahul Dravid left after the Lord's Test win, the Indian national setup, and we all know India suffered badly.
Collapse.
The batting collapses were happening and all. So coming back to the present scenario, India are struggling with number 3, 4, 5 in Test cricket. So who is the best person to guide those people at this point? That has to be Rahul Dravid. And historically, if you see, India always need a good man manager. Rather than a coach who can teach you how to bat. All the people in Indian cricket team right now, they know how to bat, how to bowl, how to field. They just need a good man manager. And the reports in the medias and the social media affect nowadays cricketers a lot. So who is the best person to control the dressing room and have a calming influence on that? That has to be Rahul Dravid. So BCCI has played a very smart move. They appointed Rahul Dravid as the coach, and I think India can go for India have done well in the recent past. They have been one of the best teams, if not the best. They have been one of the best. If they have to be the best, the next step has to be with Rahul Dravid as the coach.
Rahul Dravid has already proven himself in the under-19 level. We have won one World Cup under him and one at runner. We ended at second, I think. So he's tactically very good, and he's good at management also. We have seen him in IPL also, where Rajasthan Royals finished 5th under him with a not so very good team. So I think India will do very good under him in the coming years. That's all.
If you ask a pilot to just take off the flight, that is a bit tough job to do. But if a pilot is just taking off the flight since quite a few years, and now you are asking him to just control the flight while it is in the air, I don't think so. That's a tough job for any pilot who can just take off the flight, can control just control that in between the air. Rahul Dravid is doing that. he's taking these flights of under-19 cricketers since very beginning. He's nurturing those talents. A lot of them, if you will see nowadays, that every IPL team has those under-19 talents that Rahul Dravid has nurtured, that he has shifted his attention towards
Very
them.
true.
Now you are asking him to just control that, just control those nurtured talent that he has already looked into. A few of those, if you would see Mohammad Siraj or Rishabh Pant, he had his eye on him. He knew what to do and how to implement things that they can do. So I think now, perfect example and the perfect coach we could have in the upcoming ICC events would be Rahul Dravid, and I think it is a very good move for Indian team. They must have done that 2 to 3 years earlier. I think the results could have been different in 2019 World Cup as well. But let's move forward, and I think Rahul Dravid has got a very good future with Indian cricket, and I strongly recommend him to just keep his position and be with the Indian cricket team rather than going to under 19 back again.
With the kind of person, calm and cool-headed Rahul Dravid is, I think he will give that sense in the dressing room as well, जहाँ पे कई बार crunch situations होते हैं. So he's a master of that, कि कैसे उन crunch situations को handle करना है. And वो जो mentoring उस वक्त वो करेंगे, and which he has been doing since the under 19 and the India A's team as well. तो अब जो ये टीम्स हैं जिनके साथ वो ऑलरेडी इतना टाइम बिता चुके हैं, पहले भी एनसीए में और अब टीम में है, तो वो मेंटरिंग जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट रहेगी. और मनोज भाई ने बहुत अच्छा कहा कि काश ये चीज़ और पहले आ जाती, बट सूनर रादर देन लेटर अभी हैं. और आई गेस विद द एक्सपीरियंस and the grounded person he is, the calm and composed person he is, I think India is going to achieve some new heights in future.
देखो, मुझे तो लगता है कि बहुत अच्छा मूव है कि राहुल द्रविड़ को कोच बनाया गया है. कोच में ना दो चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. एक तो वो कोच ना खुद अगर बड़ा प्लेयर रहा हो तो उसका क्या होगा कि क्रिकेटिंग का अंडरस्टैंडिंग अच्छा होगा. वो टेक्निकली भी खिलाड़ियों को गाइड कर सकता है. जैसे राहुल द्रविड़ है तो वो खिलाड़ियों को, प्लेयर्स को नर्चर कर सकता है कि टेक्निकली बेसिक्स करेक्ट करा देगा. दूसरी चीज क्या है ना कि अब आप द्रविड़ को देखोगे तो ऐसा लगता है कि वो सक्सेसफुल कैप्टन नहीं था. मतलब 2007 में इंडिया जीत के नहीं आई थी वर्ल्ड कप में, बहुत व्हाइट वॉश हो गया था इंडिया का. तो वो अच्छा कोच कैसे बनेंगे. बट यार देखो क्या होता है ना कि जैसे अब ग्रेग चैपल वैसे तो बहुत बड़ा खिलाड़ी था, बट वो एग्रेसिव बंदा था, तो उसने इंडियन टीम में ना एज अ कोच फिर वो ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल नहीं रह पाया था. क्योंकि इंडियन टीम में क्या है ना कि बैलेंस करने के लिए कोई कूल हेडेड बंदा चाहिए. जैसे कि कैप्टन कूल अपना धोनी था, वो क्यों अच्छे से मैनेज कर पाता था, क्योंकि वो कूल हेडेड था. द्रविड़ जो है ना वो इतना एक्सपीरियंस्ड है, उसको पता है कि चीजों को हैंडल कैसे करनी है, मेरे समय में क्या चीजें गलत हुई थी. और द्रविड़ एक बार जो गलती करता है रिपीट नहीं करता ना, जैसे उसने बैटिंग में भी कभी भी रिपीट नहीं की. तो वो जब कैप्टन था और उस समय जो गलतियां हुई थी वो अब रिपीट नहीं होने देगा. और इंडियन टीम बहुत सही हाथों में है.
I wish Dravid has a very successful career as a coach for Team India, because I don't see any reasons that he can't be a successful coach, because he has already proved himself as a coach with the Indian A team and the under 19 team. He already has won a World Cup with the under 19 team as well. So he has this experience, and many of these youngsters see him as a role model. So it would be easy for him to manage those players. And this team already has a lot of talented players. And one more thing is that when Greg Chappell was a coach, Dravid was a captain. So he already has the experience, experience that that he learned that what a coach should not do when Greg Chappell was a coach. So that would help him as well in his latest career as a coach. So I see a very bright future for Dravid. That's it.
My views about this thing is that first of all, I feel, this is my personal feeling, that जैसा कि पूरी लाइफ में राहुल के साथ हुआ है, he has been forced upon with some duty. He probably wanted to stay with the A team or NCA and nurture the new talent, but he was forced to be the coach right now. This is what I feel about him. लेकिन ये एक ऐसा बंदा है जिसको आप फोर्सफुली कराओ या कुछ भी कराओ, वो देता अपना 100% ही. He is gonna give his 100% even if he has been forced to do this job. Right now, Indian team needs Rahul Dravid as a coach. We are in a transition phase in at least white ball cricket. Rahul Dravid is one man who can manage. I'm not saying there is anything wrong happening right now because, first of all, I'm not sure about it. But with white ball cricket and red ball cricket, there will be different captains with different mentalities. Both of them excellent captains in their own format. So Rahul Dravid will be a calming influence to both of them, and I think Rahul Dravid would have learned from previous captains, even previous coaches, even Anil Kumble for that matter. However great a man he might be, but the way it all ended, वैसा Rahul Dravid will know when to step back. आप समझ रहे हो ना? So I think Rahul Dravid would be there as a very good coach for this team. What I would like to see from Rahul Dravid now, Rahul Dravid never repeated his mistakes. Now, there is a guy whom I'm a big fan of. His name is Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant in 2019 World Cup semi-final played a rash shot, and if you remember, immediately in the dressing room, Virat Kohli was shouting because Virat Kohli would not have played such a rash shot at that moment. Rishabh Pant again played a rash shot in WTC finals. Rishabh Pant has played a rash shot again in Wanderers. Some rash shots have given him runs. But that is what Rahul Dravid needs to tell him. When to play such shots and when not to. Because he has seen a certain Virendra Sehwag flourishing in his career with very little blemishes. So ये भी उसका काम रहेगा कि how to tell them when to throw their bat and when not to. This is very important. People like Rishabh Pant, they need guides. People like Prithvi Shaw, immensely talented. Thoda sa technical shift. I think Rahul Dravid will be a perfect man for that. Secondly, now coming to the last thing, my concluding remarks about Rahul Dravid. First of all, happy birthday, Jamie. We all celebrate your birthday. We all Indians are proud that you are from India. And my concluding statement about Rahul Dravid is that tomorrow, if my son starts playing cricket and he wants me to follow one cricketer, I will tell him, you can follow anybody according to your wish. If you want me to tell you one name, be a Rahul Dravid. Be a supporting actor who supports everyone irrespective of whatever he's getting in return. Do everything for your team. Hats off Rahul Dravid for an immensely great career. We Indians are always indebted to you. Happy birthday, legend, and thank you so much, all of you.